The Calgary Police Service has arrested a man in relation to fraud in excess of $6 million. In February of 2010, the Calgary Police Service began an investigation after a man claimed he had operated an investment and immigration scheme over the past 5 years, targeting members of the Asian community. It is alleged that he had offered investors the opportunity to support his electronics importing business, IC Computers, asking them to loan him money by way of a promissory note. In return, it was promised that they would reap the benefits of sale of electronics imported from Hong Kong and sold in the United States. It is also alleged that the accused developed the idea of offering assistance to potential immigrants. For the administration of a franchise fee, the accused would agree to assist investors with their immigration process. Over the course of the investigation, the Economic Crimes Unit identified and determined that the electronics business was a Ponzi scheme. Any funds returned to investigators coming from other investors rather than from electronic sales. The investigation also determined that over a 9-year time period, the accused offered no assistance to potential immigrants, instead of defrauding them of an alleged amount of between $30,000 to $50,000. In consultation with Alberta Special Prosecutions, Calgary Police Service has charged Chi Ho Chan, also known as Moses Chan, 38, with 2 counts of fraud over $5,000. The Calgary Police Service encourages anyone that's been a victim of this type of fraud to report to police at 403-266-1234 or Crime Stoppers.
How many other victims do you think are out there?
There are many victims. At this time, we believe there are over 300 victims.
Would that span both scams when you talk about 300?
Yes.
Why did he come forward?
I don't know why he came forward at the time. All I can tell you is that he's been cooperative with the police from the time that he came forward.
Was his coming forward the impetus of the investigation, or was there some complaint that came in that first put him under the microscope?
His coming forward was definitely the impetus of the complaint.
Now it mentioned $6 million, and it also mentions further down it has to be $700,000. What are the two?
Yeah, so the $6 million roughly is the amount that was associated to the initial Ponzi scheme. The $700,000 is in relation to the immigration Ponzi scheme.
Is there a relationship between those two scams? Was getting the immigration assistance contingent on investing, or can you explain maybe how those two were or were not related?
There is no relationship between the two scams. They were completely independent scams.
What was the franchise fee then? What was that fee that these people were paying in order to get assistance?
The franchise fee was between $30,000 and $50,000 per person in order to get assistance for the immigration process.
Said it targeted members of the Asian community. Were these people who were already living here in Calgary in both cases, or was he targeting people abroad seeking to come here in the case of the immigration one?
In the case of the immigration file and the Ponzi scheme, all victims are Calgary-based.
Any money been recovered or seized or frozen?
There's no money that's been recovered from the Calgary Police Service, but what I can tell you is that the restitution process has already begun.
How common is this kind of?
The restitution process has begun voluntarily, yes.
How common is this kind of scam?
Ponzi schemes are actually very common. Again, we talked about making sure that you're protecting yourself. If somebody's offering you a greater return on investment, and it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. People need to be wary when promised those high returns. As far as immigration status and the process of immigration or any other kind of government processes, it's really important to make sure you're going to the right people to get the help you need. So seek out the government assistance that's available, or such services as Immigrant Services Calgary.
Were the victims all different ages? Was there a targeted age?
I don't have a specific demographic for you.
Okay.
Was he holding himself out as an immigration consultant of some sort, or was it more informal than that? He was just telling people he could
It was an assistance to the members, saying that he could help them with their immigration process.
Can you comment on how sophisticated this was?
It was extremely complex and sophisticated. Obviously, over 300 victims. You can well imagine the amount of documentation and trust that was built up. Very sophisticated Ponzi scheme.
Can you talk a little bit about, you know, scams like this so often are based on affinity. And here we have members of the Asian community. Did he put a lot of work into gaining people's trust and sort of laying the groundwork and also recruiting people who were known to him and getting them? Were they getting in turn getting other people?
Right, so that is the whole basis of a Ponzi scheme, right? So people go out, they offer high returns to individuals, their trust is built up, they then in turn get more people on board to come and see the individual, who then sign up for the same returns. It is a lot of word of mouth. Obviously, in this instance, the accused is Asian, and he did prey on the Asian community, so that community relationship is something that assisted.